everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Renesas and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 3rd and 4th of July 2022. Let's start. Which organization tested indigenously developed anti-tank guided missile from the state Maharashtra? So the Defense Research and the Development Organization and the Indian Army successfully tested the indigenously developed anti-tank guided missile at the KK range in Ahmednagar in the state of Maharashtra. So this anti-tank guided missile was successfully test fired from Arjun battle tank, and with the trial, the capability of anti-tank guided missile to engage the targets from minimum to the maximum range has been established. Okay, so it has been tested by DRDO. Coming to the question slide, let's see some of the important satellites that were in news. First question says, in the PSLV C-53 mission, ISRO launched 3 satellites of which country? So the Indian Space Research Organization has launched 3 satellites from Singapore in its Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, that is PSLV C-53 mission. So it is being launched from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh, and PSLV C-53 is also the second dedicated mission of New Space India Limited, which is a corporate arm of the Department of Space. So ISRO has successfully launched this mission in February 2022 by injecting the Earth Observation Satellite 04. Okay. Capstone, which was seen in the news recently, is a satellite launched by which space agency? So NASA has recently launched a 25 kg satellite named as Capstone, which is a short term for Cislunar Autonomous Positioning System, Technology Operations and the Navigation Experiment. Okay, so this satellite is designed to test a unique and elliptical lunar orbit, and Capstone will enter an elongated orbit called a near rectilinear halo orbit. So it will provide the data about operating in an NRHO and showcase the key technologies as well. Okay, so it has been launched by NASA. Charon is the natural satellite of Dash. So Charon is actually one of the 5 natural satellites of the dwarf planet Pluto, and according to a new study, Charon has a red cap because of a chemical named as tholins. So these chemical compounds absorb a particular color of the sun's UV rays to become red and then get deposited around the natural satellite's north pole. Okay. Scientists have used the satellite data to detect a major offshore leak of methane from which country? So for the very first time, scientists have used the satellite data to detect a major offshore leak of methane from an oil and the gas production platform in the Gulf of Mexico that is spewed around 40,000 tons over a 17-day period. So according to the International Energy Agency, fossil fuel operations emitted 120 million tons of the planet warming gas in the year 2020, which is nearly 1/3 of all the methane emissions from the human activity. Okay. Headquarters of International Atomic Energy Agency lies in Vienna, right? Union Cabinet approved the transfer of 10 in-orbit communication satellites to which organization? So recently the Cabinet has approved the transfer of these 10 in-orbit communication satellite to the New Space India Limited. Which country launched the Zhongxing 6D communication satellite? This satellite belongs to the country China. Fine. Next question. Which organization manufactures Advanced Light Helicopter Mk3 helicopters? So ALH Mk3 helicopters have been indigenously manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. So it is an advanced light helicopter, and this squadron was commissioned in Gujarat's Porbandar by the Director General of the Indian Coast Guard at the ICG Air Enclave. Okay, so it includes advanced radar, electro-optical sensors, Shakti engines, advanced communication systems, etc. Okay. Coming to the question slide, which bloc has agreed to create an open international climate club? So the G7 leaders from Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the UK, the US have concluded a 2-day summit recently, and they also announced the goals of an open and cooperative international climate club towards establishing it by the end of 2022. So the G7 leaders also condemned Russia's illegal war of aggression against the Ukraine. Okay. Living Lands Charter, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which global bloc? So it is related to the Commonwealth of Nations, and it has been decided that the members would have to safeguard their global land resources, and they have to act against the climate change, biodiversity loss, and they have to adopt the sustainable management. Okay. Which global bloc launched a $600 billion global infrastructure plan? This is G7. And what is the aim? To finance the infrastructure in the developing countries and to counter China's Belt and Road project. Okay. Partner Innovation Center, which was found in the news recently, is associated with which global bloc? So actually this center was in news because recently it has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Prix New Development Bank. Why? So as to facilitate in the fields of artificial intelligence, environment protection, etc. Okay, so it is related to BRICS. BRICS consists of 5 countries in it: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So for the year 2022, BRICS presidency is with the country China. Which global bloc voted for a ban on the sale of the new petrol and the diesel cars from the year 2035? This is European Union. Sweden and Finland recently signed a formal request to join which global bloc? So they want to join NATO. Full form is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Headquarters lies in Brussels in Belgium. Next question. Which Indian company has partnered with the Japanese chip maker Renesas Electronics to develop the semiconductor solutions? So Tata Motors and the Japanese chip maker Renesas Electronics Corp have formed a strategic partnership to design, develop and manufacture the semiconductor solutions. So Renesas will also work with Tejas Networks, which is another Tata Group firm, on wireless network technologies including 5G as part of the partnership. So the primary market for the products will be India, with plans to expand to the global markets later on. Okay. Let's see some of the important companies that were in news. Goal program is launched with the collaboration of which company, where Goal stands for going online as the leaders. So this has been launched by Meta, and this was its second phase. So the first phase included the digital mentorship of the tribal, while the second phase of this program includes training of 10 lakh youth and women. Okay, so as to make them entrepreneurs. National Payments Corporation of India International has signed Memorandum of Understanding with a company of which Western country to expand the RuPay card and the unified payment interface? This is the country France. Which state or union territory has announced a joint venture company with NLC India for setting up a 1 gigawatt solar plant? So recently Assam has announced this joint venture company with NLC India, and they will together set up a 1 gigawatt solar plant. Which insurance company is the first in India to offer the dental health insurance? This is PNB, MetLife, India Insurance. Okay. Which company has cooperated with National Stock Exchange Academy Limited to develop a financial awareness program for the college student? This is HDFC Bank Mutual Fund. Okay. Who was recently appointed as the Managing Director of the TVS Motor Company? So the new MD of TVS Motor Company is Mr. Sudarshan Venu. Okay. Next question. Which NATO member was in the news for agreeing to support Sweden and Finland's membership of NATO alliance? So NATO member Turkey has agreed to support Sweden and Finland's membership of the alliance, and it had initially opposed the bids of the Nordic countries to join. So a trilateral deal was reached at a meeting between Turkey's president, Finland's president, and the Swedish Prime Minister in the Spanish capital, Madrid. So foreign ministers from the three countries signed a joint security pact that addressed the Turkey's concern. Okay. Coming to the question slide. In the PSLV C-53 mission, ISRO launched 3 satellites of which country? This is the repeated question. Answer would be Singapore. Next is which country leads the Rim of the Pacific Maritime Military Exercise? So this exercise is led by USA. Which country has started the transfer of Russian goods to India using a new trade corridor? So by using a new trade corridor, recently Iran has started the transfer of Russian goods to India. Which country is the third largest trade partner and the second largest export destination of India in 2022? This is the country UAE. Which country announced to provide Iskander-M tactical missile systems to the country Belarus? So Russia will basically produce Iskander-M tactical missile system to the Belarus. Which country has launched a solid-fueled rocket named as Zuljana? So Zuljana rocket belongs to the country Iran. Okay. Next question. When is the Goods and the Services Tax Day celebrated in India? So GST Day is celebrated on 1st of July to mark the completion of the 5 years of the GST tax. So it was introduced in the year 2017 with the idea of one nation, one market and one tax. So GST is a kind of multi-stage indirect consumption based tax system that subsumed a set of domestic indirect taxes such as service tax, value added tax, purchase tax and the excise duty, etc. Okay. Now let's see some of the important days. When is the International Day of the Tropics celebrated? We observe this day every year on June 29. When is the MSME Day celebrated? It is celebrated on June 27. When is the International Day Against the Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking observed? It is observed on June 26. When is the Day of the Seafarer observed? This day is observed on June 25. When is the United Nations Public Service Day observed? This is important. And United Nations observe the Public Service Day on 23rd of June every year. Fine. Next question. Which tennis player became the first player in the history to win 80 matches in all 4 Grand Slams? So Novak Djokovic recently became the first player in history to win 80 matches in all the 4 Grand Slam, and he achieved this feat when he defeated Korean player Kwon Soon-woo for his 80th win in Wimbledon. So Novak Djokovic was playing for the first time after losing to Rafael Nadal last month in the French Open's quarter final. Okay. Let's see some of the important tennis related current affairs. Which tennis player, none of the big 3, became the world #1 men's player in the ATP ranking? This is Daniil Medvedev, and he belongs to the country Russia. Here big three refers to Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic. Who is the winner of the French Open Tennis Women's Singles 2022 title? It has been won by Iga Swiatek. And from which country she belonged to? She is from Poland. And what about the French Open Tennis Men's Single title? It was won by Rafael Nadal. Okay. Which tennis player won the Italian Open 2022 Women's Single title? Again, answer is Iga Swiatek from the country Poland. And who won the Italian Open 2022 Men's Single title? It was actually won by Novak Djokovic. Stefanos Tsitsipas, who won the Monte Carlo Masters 2022, is a tennis player from which country? Don't forget who was the winner of Monte Carlo Masters 2022. It is Stefanos Tsitsipas, who is from the country Greece. Ashley Barty, who retired from her tennis career recently, is from which country? So she announced her retirement recently and she belongs to the country Australia. Anyways, who is the winner of Australian Grand Prix 2022? So the winner of Australian Grand Prix for this year is Charles Leclerc. Second was Sergio Perez and third was Lewis Hamilton. Okay. Which table tennis player was recently selected as an Adidas brand ambassador? So Manika Batra has been chosen as the brand ambassador for Adidas. Next question. Which Indian wrestler won a bronze medal at the Under-23 Asian Wrestling Championships 2022? So Tokyo Olympian Deepak Punia won a bronze medal in the 86 kg freestyle weight category at the Under-23 Asian Wrestling Championships 2022 that was held in Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan. Okay. So India won total 25 medals in all in this event, including 10 gold medals. Okay. Let's see some of the important championships. Which is the venue of the 2022 Women's World Boxing Championship? So this championship took place in Istanbul, Turkey. And in this championship, India won total 3 medals. 1 was gold and 2 were bronze. Okay. So the gold medal was won by Nikhat Zareen. She was also quite famous these days in 52 kgs category and she belonged to the state Telangana. Okay. Second is Manisha and she won the bronze medal in 57 kgs category. And third is Parveen and she won the bronze again with 63 and she won the bronze in 63 kgs category. Fine. Can you tell me who was declared as the best boxer in this championship? Do let me know in the comments. Which state won the Hockey India Senior Women's National Championship 2022? So this championship was won by Odisha state. In this second was the state Karnataka. Third was Jharkhand and fourth was Haryana. Okay. Who has won the 2022 Wangari Maathai Forest Champions Award? Answer is Cecile Nedjebet, who is from the country Cameroon. Country is also important. Okay. How many medals did India win in the Asian Wrestling Championships 2022? So total India won 17 medals, out of which 1 was gold, 5 were silver and rest 11 were bronze. Which team won the men's title in the 71st Senior National Basketball Championship? So this championship has been won by Tamil Nadu and it has defeated the Punjab to win this men's title. And talking about the women's title, it has been won by Indian Railways and it has defeated Telangana. Okay. Next question. Which is the only Indian city to achieve the gold standard category in the Asia Pacific Sustainability Index 2021? So 4 Indian cities named as Bangalore, Delhi, Hyderabad and Mumbai appeared in the list of top 20 sustainable cities as per the Asia Pacific Sustainability Index 2021. So this index rated 36 cities based on the urbanization, pressure, climate risk, carbon emission and the government initiatives. So Singapore, Sydney, Wellington, Perth and Melbourne are the top 5 green rated cities, and Bangalore was ranked at 14th place in the region, and it was the only Indian city to achieve the gold standard category. Fine. Let's see some of the important cities. Sambhaji Nagar is the new name of which Indian city? So the Shiv Sena led Maharashtra government cleared a proposal to rename Aurangabad as Sambhaji Nagar and Osmanabad as Dhara Shiv. And the cabinet also cleared a proposal to name the upcoming Navi Mumbai International Airport after late D.B. Patil, who is a popular leader among farmers, workers and the landowners for protesting for their rights and the welfare. Okay. Which state in its budget announced the 300 units of free electricity to the household? This is the state Punjab. Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying is set to launch One Health pilot project in which city? So they are set to launch this One Health pilot project in Bangalore. A floating city named as Oceanic City is going to be set up in which country? So this is going to be set up in UK. Which city recently hosted the India Energy Transition Summit? Answer is New Delhi. So this Oceanic City is going to be set up in South Korea. Which city recently hosted the India Energy Transition Summit? So this summit was hosted by New Delhi. Next question. Which institution approved 2 loans of $500 million each to support India's health sector? So the World Bank has approved 2 complementary loans of $500 million each to support India's health sector. So through this financing of $1 billion, the bank will support India's flagship Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission. And one of the loans will prioritize 7 states including Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Meghalaya, Odisha, Punjab, Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Coming to the question slide, which institution released the regulations for defining the constitution of the vegan foods? So Food Safety and Standards Authority of India has unveiled regulations by defining what constitute the vegan foods. So FSSAI 2022 listed out various specifications to be followed for manufacture, sale and import of such food items, and the new regulations were released after considering objections and suggestions from the public. Okay. EcoRap report is a flagship research report released by which institution? So this is the report of State Bank of India. Which institution recently released a report titled as India's Booming Gig and the Platform Economy? It has been released by Niti Aayog. Which institution has won UNESCO's recognition for the use of information and communication technology in education, that is ICT? So recently, Central Institute of Educational Technology has won this particular UNESCO's recognition for the use of ICT. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nusrat Sana signing off.